Hey guys, I am doing an open house today for Mindfully Well, and we're going to go through your questions and your concerns. Oftentimes, what happens when we want to make this change and we want to jump into this program is that we let our fear dictate our actions, right? And so, if you're sitting in that feeling of fear, you are likely replaying what's going on in your past. And what I want to tell you about that is that what has happened in your past with trying to lose weight, trying to gain health, whatever it is, whatever ever has had in your whatever has happened in your past actually has nothing to do with where you are going. You are just making it mean something about you because there were things in the past that didn't work out. But if they didn't work out, what if that possibly means that they weren't created for you, that they weren't meant for you, that it wasn't the right thing for you, and that you, in fact, need a personalized protocol or plan for yourself? You need actual coaching, right? So you understand why you do the things you do and you have the full picture program instead of doing something hoping for a result that you will get that actually was never created for your result. The beautiful thing about doing something in the past and it not working out is that is wonderful information for you. Instead, you make it mean something bad about you, right? I can't follow through. I can't do the things. There's something wrong with me. I'll always be this way, right? Where you could use those things and say, actually, I know this about myself. A, that doesn't work. And I'm not going to do that again. When you change how you look at those things, now you can make a decision forward that gives you more information. You have more information to go off of. That's actually beautiful data. Things that have you tried to do in the past that didn't work, that's data. That's information for us to use. That's why I ask you so many questions when you come into my program about your history with dieting, because I need to know what has not worked for you. And then more specifically, why it hasn't worked, right? And I love you, but most of the time, you're the problem. And so we need to, like yesterday when I talked about breaking down that emotional resistance wall, we need to break that down and understand why these things aren't working for you. Why didn't it work for you in the past? What do we need to adjust? Now, sometimes you actually joined a program that was garbage and didn't actually give you what you truly needed to be able to live into the body and the lifestyle that you wanted, right? When we do something like, just for example, a keto, you probably don't actually want to eat no carbs for the rest of your life. When you do an intense fasting program, you probably don't want to fast 16 hours a day for the rest of your life, right? And so we want to make sure that we are losing weight, becoming healthy in the way that we actually want to live our life. You can have that. You can have a lifestyle that creates weight loss, and it doesn't have to be a diet. Um, so some of the questions we have here, overwhelmed. I feel very overwhelmed whenever I start something new. I feel that I will be behind. I feel that I am already short on time and capacity. How do I know that I can keep up with this? Well, for one, my program is built on teaching you how to manage overwhelm. And so it doesn't really make sense for me to create a program that creates more overwhelm for you. And so I am confident that actually you leave my program feeling far less overwhelmed than when you come into it, even while you learn and implement new things. I don't create protocols that are messy, that have a million things in them, that have 32 things to check off per day. Like I talked about yesterday, we find out what your 20 to 80% rule is for yourself, right? Because there are things that will create big changes in you and your health and your life, and it will give you those big results. And it actually is a small part of your effort. And so the overwhelm of coming into a program and is really based on your perception, right? For one, I have content in my programs because I want to teach you things so that you understand them. Because I think that when you understand things, you do differently, right? You do things different. But I will always tell somebody if they do come and they're overwhelmed and they're like, I can't get the lessons done. I can't listen to the calls this week or whatever it is. I will always say, then you just need to come to your coaching calls. If you just come to your coaching calls and then from your coaching calls, you implement the actions that we talk about, you will make the change. There is, like I said yesterday, there is no more amount of knowledge you must learn in order to create this life that you want. It's really just doing. And the doing happens when you come to your coaching calls and you implement the actions that we talk about. You could not listen to a single module that I have created, and you will still be very successful. That's the power of coaching and good coaching, right? That's what you need to do. And so if you're like, I don't want to listen to those things, I don't want to do that, and whatever, that's fine. I do not have boxes that must be checked off when you're in my program. This is for you. And so the overwhelm, we want to always think about like, why are you looking at that as overwhelm? Because also the information is oftentimes ways to get out of overwhelm, right? So, um, and then many times you believe, and I say this with as much love as I could possibly have for you, is that you are a unicorn and that this wouldn't work for you, right? Because you have a very special circumstance. Many times the circumstance is something that actually most of the women in my groups are struggling with. And so, whatever your circumstance is, unless you truly are a unicorn and you're growing a horn out of your forehead, there is no problem I have not addressed yet and haven't been able to figure out with you. And so, we want to ask you when you think, like, would this work for me? Because I have XYZ, because of this XYZ circumstance, I want you to actually ask yourself, why wouldn't it work? Why wouldn't this work for me? Right? What you want is to go in and you need to find the proof to your brain why this wouldn't work for you. And then when you do that and you have those answers, then I want you to sit down and ask yourself, but why would this work? Why could this be different this time? And when you have those answers, why this actually could be different this time, why it could actually work, you want to show your brain that there is possibility. There is possibility here. And then you ask yourself, are you willing to feel what you need to feel in order to do the things? Because that's the only thing that's holding you back. If you're just scared to feel feelings, and the feelings that you have are actually just vibrations in your body. That's all a feeling is. It's just vibrations in your body. And if I explain that to you like this, a feeling is just a vibration in your body. Are you willing to feel any vibration in your body and still do the things? And still learn about yourself, still take the actions you need to take so that you can feel better in your body? The answer is of course. It's of course I would be willing to feel vibrations in my body that send me messages and information and then still do the things. It's 100% possible. All humans can do this. And if all humans can do it, guess what? You can too. And even if you did have a horn growing out of your forehead like a beautiful unicorn, you could still do it too, right? It's just a vibration. That's that simple. And that's why coaching is so helpful because you feel these vibrations and you immediately think something has gone wrong. That's normal because that's part of your brain. Your brain is going to be like, this is not good. This has gone wrong, right? Stop, pay attention. Cool, stop, pay attention. You still need to do the things anyway. You still need to eat the meals that you cooked for yourself this week or you planned for yourself this week. You still need to do the workout you said you would do on Monday. You still need to do whatever it is whatever that 20% is that makes you feel 80% better. You still need to do those things, right? So we want to push past that resistance. Is it worth the investment? So I believe, of course, it's worth the investment because I'm on the other side of it, right? If you are not going to show up for your coaching and you're going to sign up for something and let it be the same thing that you've always done, it's probably not worth it for you to say, I signed up for another program and I didn't do it. But if you're willing to sign up for the program and show up for your coaching calls and feel feelings and talk about them, then 150,000%, it is worth the investment. This investment is very small compared to many programs out there that you will go to that do not have the physical, mental, and emotional um, uh, expansiveness of the program. There are programs out there that cost $800 a month that only focus on your mindset. There are programs out there that cost $500 a month that only focus on giving you a plan, plus buying supplements, plus buying testing, plus buying whatever. My program is $399 a month. That is as low as I can possibly make it and still be able to be present with all the people in my program. My program does max out. And actually today, when I'm sending this out, there's 3 spots left. That's it. And there's a reason why my programs sell out. It's because A, they're pretty damn good, but B, I cap it because I need to be there for you. And I know I need to have boundaries within my programs of the capacity of clients I take so that you have a great experience. I already have built that in. I've already built in the great experience that you're going to get in this kind of program. So, is it worth the investment? You want to ask yourself, is what I would spend per month for 4 months worth feeling much better? And that is not for me to decide because I do not have your financial situation. We all are unique. I cannot feel the way you feel in your body. You have to be the one to answer it. But I can say that on my side, I do my best for you so that you can feel better in your body. I make sure that I overgive and that $399 is a steal. You're like, how did I get this much? And it's $399 a month. I make sure to give way more than what you are paying me. And I can do that because this isn't my first rodeo. I've been coaching for years, and this is about the 6th time I've run this program. I'm very well versed in this. I understand what I'm doing. I've helped hundreds of women lose weight, feel better in their bodies, become healthier, have better mindsets, right? You're not the first one that I'm coaching. I know what to expect, and I have this all laid out for you and ready to go. I am menopausal. Will this still work for me? 100%. You have still a human body, and so it will still work for you, right? Because I understand what's going on with your hormones, so we may need to adjust some things. Like we would adjust, basically, how are you working out? We want to know that. If you're not working out, we're going to start working out because we want to put muscle on your body. Because your muscle is going to help rev up that metabolism. We're going to fuel your workouts properly so that your workouts are much better. You're putting more muscle on quickly and you become stronger. And then we are going to adjust your nutrition based on how your body is going to respond. And so we can also do hormone testing if you had any symptoms of estrogen dominance still hanging around, or if your adrenals are taxed. And so if you are coming to me and you're menopausal and you're very tired and you're not sleeping well, we want to look at your adrenals to see, do you have cortisol dysregulation? Are you producing cortisol at the wrong times a day? And we want to be able to kind of flip-flop that so you produce it at the right time of day, you have great energy, and you can sleep well at night. And we'll do that by working with your hormones versus against your hormones. When we work with your hormones, we work on the hormone creation, and then we work on the hormonal detoxification so that you can have full balance. And when balance happens with your hormones, because when one hormone is off, we have lots of hormones in our body, they all talk to each other. Remember from Wednesday, we talked about hormones are they're messengers. They all talk to each other. So when one is off, they're all going to be a little bit off, and it's going to create a cascade. So if we know that, for instance, cortisol is off because you're not sleeping well, then we're going to work on cortisol, and that's going to help the rest of your hormones be better, right? It's going to help your blood sugar stability. It's going to help with your insulin. It's going to help with your melatonin. And then all of that dumps over into your sex hormones. So your progesterone, estrogen, testosterone. You don't need to worry about all that. I explain that all to you if we do your testing. But that would be something that if you're menopausal, we would definitely address for you. And then I had another question. I'm postpartum. will this still be a good idea for me to do? Absolutely. You actually have a lot of hormonal fluctuations that are going to be going on, but our primary focus when you are postpartum is to make sure that if you're breastfeeding, we're supporting that because feeding your baby is very important. And so we're going to make sure that you are properly fueled and that you have energy, right? So for postpartum and for anybody, we're working on energy creation. So energy creation also comes in the form of making your breast milk. And then showing your body safety over and over again that it's safe enough to lose weight. Now, sometimes when you're postpartum, your hormones are so high that it is hard for you to lose weight, and sometimes that will happen. And so we want to adjust with that, but we don't want to take away from your milk supply if you're breastfeeding. So addressing that as well. But for sure, because postpartum is so stressful on your body, right? You're tired, you don't make time to eat, you're feeding the other human all the time. You probably have other kids that need your attention, right? And you're trying to juggle a lot. And we want to make sure and help you manage your stress and make sure that when you are sleeping, you're sleeping really well. And that you can use the meal prep menu that you get every week to be able to easily prepare your meals ahead of time. So it's not such a, like a rat race at night for you and you never have food available, things like that. We want to make sure that you're using that meal prep menu to your advantage so that you have healthy food ready to go for you. One thing about the meal prep menu, I will say, is breakfast. So I create a menu for you guys every single week. It has breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they're all they're great recipes. It's usually like one of the favorite things that my clients has. Breakfast and lunch are meal preppable for those of you, especially that work outside the home. Even if you don't work outside the home, I obviously work inside my home and I have to have my meals prepped because I will not take the time at lunchtime to go out there and like make it from scratch, right? So all of my breakfast and lunch are meal preppable. And then the evening meals are family friendly. But you may adjust them for yourself. So like for example, spaghetti night, my family wants to have normal traditional spaghetti, although I have gotten them switched over to chickpea pasta. Which I will consume chickpea pasta. I just have a gluten sensitivity. So, and that's one other thing is that all the menu is gluten and dairy free as well. You can use gluten if you still eat gluten. Like, for taco night, you would just have a regular tortilla where I have, like siete tortillas. So they're gluten free. And same thing with my family. They want to have regular flour tortillas. That's fine. I have a siete tortilla for taco night. So they're easy, family-friendly recipes. Most kids will eat them, all of that. So it's a great bonus that you get to have in Mindfully Well that you don't have to sit and waste time on Pinterest trying to figure out what you're going to eat this week. Um, how will I have support outside of in between coaching calls? So you have direct access to me through instant messaging on my portal. So anytime you have questions or concerns, you can shoot me a message any time of day. Now, I'm not going to answer it at any time of the day because you want to have a well-rested coach. But when I come into my office by 9 a.m., I'm answering questions all day until about 5 p.m. And then I do check it once or twice on the weekends in case anybody needs support, has questions on the menu, has questions about a supplement or anything like that. I'm not too far away. So you always have access to me. And then we also have a group chat, and the group can be helpful for you as well. If somebody knows the answer, they're willing to, or if somebody knows the answer to your question, they're always willing to answer that. So you can put your questions in our group or you can send it and it can be private straight to me. So you always have access to me. And then we have one-on call per month. So you'll have 4 one-on-one calls with me. And that's where we really get into the nitty-gritty of what's going well and what's not going well. I adjust your protocol at that time based on what we're working on and based on where you're at with your progress. So I always have hands on you. And it's not that you join the program and you never meet with me or you never hear from me or you don't know if you'll get coaching on group calls. So our group calls, you always get coaching. I have them maxed out so that everyone has opportunity to be coached during those calls as well. You've done so many things in the past that now you're confused on what to do. This happens so easily, right? And it's unfortunate. It's fortunate that there's so much information out there. We can find out whatever we want to find out now. But the other thing is that, you know, it's a lot of clickbait on the internet, and buy this, do this, try this, I promise this. Um, the thing is that I don't believe that healthy food needs to be confusing. I'm going to lay it all out for you in the most simple way as I possibly can. Food is just going to be food. There's no good food, there's no bad food, there's no cheat meals, there's no off days. We just work on being that healthy woman that we want to be. And when we become that healthy woman, everything else is very simple and it's not complex, right? So I'm going to make this as easy as I possibly can for you. We will be tracking foods in the beginning, and I don't intend for you to track forever. I teach you how to start moving off of tracking because that's not always the lifestyle that you want to be living. However, we do want to have data in the beginning so I can help you make informed decisions. Because if I don't actually know what's going in your body, how do I make informed decisions? I'm just guessing and throwing spaghetti at the wall. And I'm not willing to use your time and energy and money to throw spaghetti at the wall. I want to have as much accurate information as I possibly can for you. So, so that is, or like I said, it doesn't have to be complex. I don't make it complex, but we will track your foods to make sure you're getting what you need into your body so that you can feel better. With if what's working right now, which what you're doing is not working, then we need a different plan, right? So we got to do some of those things. I think I've got it all. Questions. Oh, I don't have a weight problem. Or I don't want to lose weight, but I do want to manage my stress and I do want to balance my hormones. Yes, I definitely have clients in my programs who do not have weight to lose. Like their bodies are, the weight on their bodies is fine, but they are very overwhelmed. They are very tired oftentimes. So if you have a lot of fatigue and you're stressed, your hormones are probably not balanced, right? And so, yes, I have, I don't know, I would say about 30% of my clients in Mindfully Well are those clients. So clients that are working just on their stress, working just on their energy creation so that they can feel better in their bodies. And we usually with you, we would do some hormone testing, we would do some adrenal testing just to see where things are at, so that I give you the best plan and I can get you feeling better quicker. Right. So you can definitely be in Mindfully Well without needing or wanting to lose weight because everyone's goal in Mindfully Well is to learn how to manage their stress, create their energy, and then end up with a body that feels beautiful and wonderful and it feels like yours and it moves with ease. Right. That's the goal. And it all comes from doing a pretty similar things. Okay. So you do not have to have just a weight loss goal. You can have an energy goal. You can have a stress goal. You can have a hormone goal. All of that will be very welcomed, and you will have very many people around you working on the same things. So as of today, Friday, January 12th, it's my 40th birthday. I have 3 spots left. And if you want these spots, you better get them because I haven't really been doing a whole lot of marketing on Instagram yet. I'm really just letting you guys take these spots. And so if you want this spot, you better take it because next week it goes more, I push harder on Instagram and whatnot. So grab these spots. You have a wonderful snow day if you're at home with your kids again, like I am today. And then on Monday again, because it's Martin Luther King Day, you have a wonderful time. Do not lose your mind. And I hope to see you all very soon, especially in Mindfully Well, because I know that this is where you need to be. And I know that you are going to love it. If you have questions, shoot me a message. I'm happy to answer them for you. And I will see you all very soon.